Hey, it's me. It's hold on. So is it still in frame? Okay. No. Pyongyang. Okay. I've got it covered now. No. Okay, so Hotline Miami is a game that I really like because of the soundtrack. In the game, you play as a variety of furries on cocaine who kill people because people tell them to over the phone, which is all a master plan to bring down Tommy Wiseau, a leader of some sort of strip club drug corporation that is apparently evil for reasons I don't really know. The whole story takes place during some time like the late 80s or early 90s or something. A bomb goes off at some point and kills everyone, and that's how the story ends. I don't remember if that's Hotline Miami 1 or 2, honestly. It probably is Hotline Miami 2. Actually, at the end of Hotline Miami 1, you get really high and jump off a building because it looks like there's a rainbow road of some sort that you want to walk off for some reason. Personally, I've always thought Rainbow Road was overrated, and actually going to Rainbow Road would be like an ethereal experience that would be so good that it sucks. The game is actually hard most of the time. You kind of want to play like a stealth game. The second game is even harder too, so that's a little nice plus, little advantage about it. It's made by Cactusquid, who's made a bunch of trippy games that are all like good ideas, but they weren't expanded upon enough to actually make the game good. Hotline Miami is the one game he's made that's actually close enough to being good and interesting from both the gameplay and the story perspective, and the visuals are sometimes really cool. The only reason I think it warranted a second game, though, is for the soundtrack. I don't like the second game's soundtrack as much as the first, but still really good. You got some Huervo in there, which is sick. He's the best. Overall, the game gets really boring really fast, and I only kind of want to play it as like either a flash game or like a game I can play while on the bus or something, and you can't. I don't think you can do that. I don't know if it's on handheld or not. I just like play 3 levels and then watch the story on YouTube if I were you. I'm sure that's the thing. And then if you really want to go all out and play the whole game because you think it's fun, then like unless you're speedrunning it or something, don't play through the whole game in one sitting. Because by the end of the game you're probably going to get really bored and just want to jerk or something. Plus the soundtrack is a lot better in a YouTube playlist, in my honest opinion, than just like listening to the songs while playing the game. Like the songs add a lot to the game, but the songs are a lot better than the game also. And just hearing them on repeat like 10 to 20 times when you play through a level sucks. There's no reason why you should want to do that instead of just listening through the soundtrack. You don't have to like swans it and listen through the whole thing to get any enjoyment either. You can just skip to your favorite track whenever you want, because it's by a whole bunch of people and it's a bunch of vibes and melodies and stuff. So like really that's the defining feature of it. I know a lot of people agree with that. It does sort of try to keep like a creepy and dark atmosphere through the game, but it's more just like bloody and trippy. In fact, the only real way to describe the game is bloody, hard, and trippy. There's not much else to it. There's like an underlying story that they purposely made hard to follow by not putting the game in order, because that makes the game a lot more enjoyable. And they don't do it like a bastard wolf, like a bastard goblin wolf thing, where being out of order is rewarding because you learn shit as you go that explains past events. Instead, you just have like string things together in your head, and doesn't really make it any better. It just makes it less accessible. Making something less accessible without actually adding any deep underlying meaning or plot due to the inaccessibility is completely pointless. Like this, because the internet makes multiple. Because the internet, by Childish Gambino, makes multiple listenings rewarding, and it's easy to listen to multiple times while not exactly being accessible. Same with Kid A and a bunch of albums, but this game is like hard to play through multiple times unless you're a speedrunner / streamer of it. Or like a crazed fan or something that just loves it, because the gameplay is already so repetitive playing through the game once, so you don't want to play through it multiple times to try to deconstruct it. And there's not really that much to deconstruct. It's not like there's something actually deep like a metaphor or something. It's just really difficult to follow. I do think Hotline Miami 2 is a better game, but it's not warranted. I'd rather see Cactusquid make like a different game or a series or franchise, whatever you want to call it, because like I think should have taken the Dust Force Hitbox Team approach, where you just make something really good and new, like Hotline Miami 1, and then follow it up with something really good and new after that. So instead of just repeating the same shit, when the thing you made your game awesome in the first place was how good it was and how it was like a new experience, you just give people another new and awesome experience. Maybe Cactusquid's not able to do that, but I'm pretty sure he is, because his arcades have so many different styles in them, and he's a creative dude, and he's able to make cool, trippy visuals without making the same games over and over again. I get that he wanted to tie up the story and add more features and crap, but he could have just added more levels to the first game, like Dust Force DX, and again with the Hitbox team, but that game is a masterpiece, so people shouldn't have to have played through another full-length game just to understand the story. Better yet, they could have just put all the story in the first game, because there really wasn't all that much to it in the first place. The way that a lot of stuff is presented is pretty cool, but the actual story behind all this stuff that happens is just like not that interesting. Overall, I think I give Hotline Miami a 6 out of 10 for the great soundtrack, the cool visuals, the trippy style, and the attempt at an interesting story. That actually does have great storytelling hidden in there with gameplay with that absolute shit storytelling strategies that just make things more confusing without adding anything. The gameplay doesn't suck. It's probably close to the best in the top-down shooter genre. There's not enough good games in the top-down shooter genre for me to really think that means something or anything. Also, props to him for uploading, I think, the second game on the Pirate Bay himself after releasing it. Might have been on Kick-Ass, I don't know. That's not the best business strategy overall, obviously, because a lot of people will just like steal the game completely, but I actually ended up buying it mainly because you let everyone truly get a feel for the game before buying it. Games that don't have demos or any way to play them before buying are actually just like annoying, mainly because I never know if I can ever run them or what the game is going to be like without watching like a Let's Play or something, and with most games aren't actually good Let's Plays, because Master of Audio Surf doesn't really make videos anymore of games besides horror games, so it's not like anyone else is making good Let's Plays. That's just me, and I have bad opinions on everything. So yeah, I think that it's probably the best game ever made, basically.